Shri Gandharva Srila Govinda Devao Presthali Bhi Sevyamano Smarami Shriman Rasa Rasarambhi Vangshivata Tatasthitaha Karshan Venusvaner Gopir Gopinath Shriyestunaha Vrindaye Tulasi Devyaye Priyaye Keshavasya Cha Krishna Bhakti Prade Devi Satyavatyai Namo Namaha Athanatva Mantra Gurun Bhagavatarthadan Vyasan Jagat Gurun Natva Tato Jayamudiraye Jai Saparikar Shri Shri Guru Gauranga Gandharva Govinda Sundara Pada Padmanam Jayastu Jai Saparikar Shri Shri Guru Gaur Chandra Giriraju Pada Padmanam Jayastu Sakal Vaishnava Pade More Namaskar Iti Kichu Aparadho Nahu Ko Yamar Hoyachen hoiben Prabhur Jato Bhaktajan Vandana Kuriyami Sabar Charan Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jai Vandana ki Jai Shri Guru Charana. Oh right, you're sick, your voice. Don't sing? Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Sadhana Vandama Krishna Prapti Hai Jaha Hoite Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Jite Te Koriya Arana Kare Hamane Asha Shri Guru Charane Rati Ese Prasade Pure Sarva Asha Divya Gyan Hriday Prakashita Brahma Bhakti Jaha Haite Avidya Vinasho Jate Vede Gai Jahara Thaita Abhaya Shri Pada Padme Sharanila Daya Karo He Patita Pavan Shri Gurudev Daya Karo He Yadhama Patita Jene Daya Karo He Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva. Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gaura Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari
My dear brother, my dear mind, it is through the grace of the spiritual master that we cross over this material world.
Make the teachings from the lotus mouth of the spiritual master one with your heart, and do not desire anything else. Attachment to the lotus feet of the spiritual master is the best means of spiritual advancement. By his mercy, all desires for spiritual perfection are fulfilled.
He who has given me the gift of transcendental vision is my Lord, birth after birth. His mercy, divine knowledge is revealed within the heart, bestowing loving devotion and destroying ignorance. The Vedic scriptures sing of his character.
O spiritual master, ocean of mercy and friend of the fallen souls, you are the teacher of everyone and the life of all people. O master, be merciful unto me and give me the shade of your lotus feet. May your glories now be proclaimed throughout the three worlds.
I have surrendered unto your fearless lotus feet. Please give your mercy. O Sri Gurudeva, Savior of the fallen, please give me your mercy. You are the survivor of the lowly fallen souls. All glories to you, Sri Gurudeva.
Jai Shri Gurudev ki Jai. Okay, let's sing Nityananda Kirtan. Actually, we can sing Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu, Jive Daya Kori, which is on, I forget what page it's on. Like 58 or something like that? Maybe not. No. Somebody want to sing this song? Okay. Vinodini. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Jive Daya Kori.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Jive Daya Kori.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Jive Daya Kori. Swaparshada Sviyadhama Sahayavatari. Atyanta Durlabha Prema Parivaridhana. Shikhaya Sharanagati Bhaktatera Prana. Bhava Bhava Murti ki jai, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki jai. Very, very important song. It's the first song of a book also called Sharanagati, which is a very important book. Okay, so let's read the translation. We can maybe have a pop quiz on this translation.
Lord Sri Krishna Chaitanya, being gracious upon the jiva souls, along with your associates and abode, you descended to this world.
To distribute freely the love divine, most rare, by teaching exclusive surrender, the life and soul of the devotee.
Humility, self-giving, embracing his guardianship, Krishna will certainly protect me, maintaining this faith.
Acceptance of all activities favorable to devotion, embracing rejection of adversity to devotion.
Those who surrender in this sixfold way, their prayer will be heard by the divine son of Nanda.
Taking in his mouth a straw, falling at the lotus feet of Sri Rupa Sanatan, Sri Bhakti Vinod clasps at their holy feet.
Weeping, weeping, I implore thee, O I am a fallen, please teach me to surrender, teach me pure devotion.
Okay, here's the pop quiz. What are the 6 limbs of surrender? What are the 6 limbs of Sharanagati? Okay, accepting the favorable. Rejecting the unfavorable. The protection thing, yes. Confidence in the Lord's protection, and then embracing the Lord's guardianship.
And then something about self-surrender.
Atmanivedana, yes.
And then humility.
Wow. Jai, Radharamakuruti, Jai. Okay, beautiful. Hare Krishna. No, these are very, very important. Maybe actually today we can read something from Guru Maharaj. A very beautiful chapter in Sermons of the Guardian Devotion, Volume 1, which is called Faith in the Land of Sacrifice. Incredible chapter. But in this chapter, Guru Maharaj says something, when I read it, it felt very extreme and shocking to me. But it's important to start to grasp this. Guru Maharaj is saying, without surrender, everything is bogus. Without Sharanagati, everything is bogus. He says that in that chapter, and it's really an intense thing to contemplate. Guru Maharaj is saying, first surrender, then serve. Because without surrender, you're entering into a business transaction. You're doing a bunch of things to get something. And we default into an objectification of the transcendental world. Does that make sense to everybody? We see everything that we want within this world as an object for us to acquire. And in the same way, we see our spiritual destination as an object for us to acquire. But we have to enter into a totally different place of consciousness when we start to interact with the Lord. When we start to interact with the Lord, His Dham, His paraphernalia. It's not an object for us to acquire and manipulate. It is something for us to give ourselves to. So this process of self-giving, this process of Sharanagati, that I am for you, is the basis of authentic practice when you get into the 9 processes of devotion, hearing, chanting, etc. Those are all predicated on a mood of Sharanagati. So the mood of Sharanagati is the first qualification, always. So these 6 limbs become very, very important. Also Krishna in Gita also says Pranipat, Pariprashna, and Sevaya. But first is Pranipat. It means you have to surrender. You have to give yourself without anything coming in return. And this idea is very profound, because when you enter into the world of surrender, you're entering into an actual place where the moments of your life can be progressive. And all of these different limbs of surrender, from humility, Atma Nivedana, self-giving, Goptritve Varna, which means embracing his guardianship, Abhashara Krishna, as Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, confidence in his protection, doing what is favorable, doing what is unfavorable. These things are quite mysterious, actually. Like, even if you know the English, you're still kind of like, what does embracing his guardianship mean? What does that mean? And really, in my humble opinion, you have to read Srila Guru Maharaj and Srila Gurudev's words, or listen to their words, in order to understand what these things are and how to apply them practically in your life. But Guru Maharaj is echoing Saraswati Thakur, echoing Bhaktivinoda Thakur, echoing Sanatana Goswami, Rupa Goswami, Jiva Goswami, who have all emphasized that the most important of the 6 limbs, the foundation of an authentic relationship with reality, is what one? Embracing his guardianship, which is also the most difficult one to even understand what it means, even if you speak English. Because you're just like, okay, well, how do I do that? What does that even mean? Embracing his guardianship. But the foundation of embracing his guardianship means my guardian. And how does Guru Maharaj define guardian? We're doing lots of pops quiz, but Nani, not you. How does Guru Maharaj define guardian? So if Gopri Vivarna means embracing his guardianship, what is Guru Maharaj's definition of a guardian?
He who loves you more than you love yourself, and that understands what's better for you more than yourself.
Yes, that's close. But it's who wants good for you more than you want it for yourself, and who knows what's good for you more than you know. That's the definition of guardian.
Jaya, I just want to move forward here.
So embracing his guardianship is important because we tend to have a relationship with reality that doesn't fully trust him, doesn't fully trust the Lord. We have some fear in our life. We have some set of things that we don't want, some set of things we do want. We're holding ourselves back from truly surrendering to him. So the understanding, the truth is that the Lord is your best friend, and he does want good for you more than you want for yourself. And he does know what's good for you more than you know what's good for you. And to start to see the moments of your life as coming from him, not from any other source. And to interact with your day with this understanding that my guardian has given me this experience. My guardian has given me this situation. My guardian has given me this thing to deal with. Whatever it of authentic spiritual life. And Guru Maharaj says, because without that, you will have suspicion toward God. And if you have suspicion toward God, this kid is way too cute. He's extremely distracting. My guardian has given me this kid to deal with. If you're suspicious of God, you cannot make progress, Guru Maharaj says. Suspicion means suspension. So to understand the Lord as guardian is the basis for any authentic spiritual life. And it's the basis for Sharanagati. And remember what Guru Maharaj says, without Sharanagati, it's all bogus. It's all transactional. It's all some type of mechanical process to get an outcome. The loving heart has to be opened, and it has to be opened in Sharanagati. So first thing, embrace his guardianship. The Lord is my guardian. He loves me. He knows what's good for me. And the moments of my life, my day, even my mundane day, are coming from him. And to start to see that, to start to perceive and surrender to the Lord in the moments of your life, that's a practice of Sharanagati. Okay. Jaya Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki Jaya. Yeah, Nani, please.
I feel like it's important to know that through the practice of Sharanagati we can understand what it is. is good for me? Did you see what just happened? Or did you do this and that? But it's very important to be able to bow down in these moments and say, yes, my Lord, this is good for me, even though your whole thought process, your mental plane, your intellectual all of that is saying, no, it's not good to do that. And see how suddenly your angle of vision is changed. And you suddenly see, oh, something in me had to be moved, and you moved it. And that resistance was the only cause of my suffering. It's important to get some experience, because then what is called faith, which actually means experience, that will grow, and it will come to a different plane of consciousness entirely.
Jai, thank you for sharing that. Jai. Okay, Jai Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur Ki Jai. Now we'll worship.
It's Gopurnima coming up soon. What if we sing some
Beautiful.
Beautiful. So I was saying we could do the first Shikshastakam song, and it's on page 216 in the songbook. Cheto Darpanamardanam Bhava Mahadavagni Nirvapanam Shreya Kairava Chandrika Vidaranam Vidya Pajujivanam Anandam Buddhivarnanam Pratipadam Purnamrita Swadanam Sarvatma Samanam Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam Thakur ki, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki. The holy name of Krishna cleanses the mirror of the heart and extinguishes the fire of misery in the forest of birth and death. As the evening lotus blooms in the moon's cooling rays, the heart begins to blossom in the nectar of the name. And at last the soul awakens to its real inner treasure, a life of love with Krishna. Again and again tasting nectar, the soul dives and surfaces in the ever-increasing ocean of ecstatic joy. All phases of the self of which we may conceive are fully satisfied and purified, and at last conquered by the all-auspicious influence of the holy name of Krishna.
So we're going to keep the first one.
Lord Gauranga, whose complexion is golden, and who is the deliverer of the fallen souls of Kali Yuga, sings as follows, overwhelmed with spiritual ecstasy.
All
You
glories
guys look
to
beautiful. I gotta say, you guys look amazing.
All glories to Parikram.
all glories to the chanting of the holy name of Krishna. It thoroughly cleanses the mirror of the heart and is the delight of the soul.
All glories to the chanting of the holy name of Krishna. It extinguishes the forest fire of material existence and removes all material tribulations.
All glories to the chanting of the holy name of Krishna. It appears like the moon in the heart and distributes its cooling moonlight, making the white lotus of the soul's good fortune blossom and bloom. Krishna Kirtan is the bhakti vilasa, the beautiful pastime of devotion.
All glories to the chanting of the holy name of Krishna. It reveals one's pure identity in relationship to the Lord, even up to divine consorthood. This chanting is the real perfection of life.
All glories to the chanting of the holy name of Krishna. Krishna Kirtan causes the ocean of ecstatic joy to overflow. It is an inundation of divine love.
All glories to the chanting of the holy name of Krishna. Krishna Kirtan gives one a taste of fully satisfying nectar at every step, ultimately bestows ecstatic love of Godhead.
All glories to the chanting of the holy name of Krishna. It bathes the soul of Bhakti Vinod. This chanting is a storehouse of love of Godhead.
Well, maybe we can sing another Shikshasana?
Before we go to another one,
Yeah.
could you guys say something about, like, I was wondering about the metaphor of the evening lotus in the moonlight? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, there's is kind of a beautiful analogy. Because the beginning is Chetodharpana Marjanam. That means the consciousness, the mirror of the consciousness is being cleansed. Marjanam means clean. Chaitanya means consciousness. And Dharpana means the mirror. So we don't know who we are. The mirror of consciousness means you don't know who you are. You look at yourself and you don't know who you are. You think you're this, but you're not. So cleansing in the mirror of the consciousness, that's the name of Krishna. And Mahadavagni Rupapam. Mahadavagni means a great forest fire, burning fire. We find ourselves in the world and so many desires, so many things not happening, how we may want them, etc., etc. And that's considered to be like a forest fire. You find yourself burning in that passion and panic of material existence. Shreya Kaitava Chandrika, but the moonlight is considered very cool. So like even after like a long day, if you just go sit in the moonlight, it's like peaceful to your consciousness. But the name of the Lord is that same type of cooling for the Mahadavagni of material consciousness. And there's a lotus in India that blooms at night, blooms in the moonlight. So just as that lotus blooms in the moonlight, the cooling moonlight, in the same way our own heart will start to bloom and to truly flourish as we are in the cooling energy, presence of the name of the Lord. Anyways, the whole song is incredibly deep. Hare Krishna. Vidyavadhu Jivanam, the real life begins. You might say, Anandam Buddhi Vartanam, Pratipada Purnamrita Swadhanam. The most beautiful explanation I've ever seen of this verse is Srila Guru Maharaj talks about it. But he says that your entire intelligence, your entire reason framework is covered in bliss. And then you will understand reality. And reality is Pratipada Purnamrita Swadhanam. It means, at Pratipada means every tiniest integer of time. Every millisecond, you might say. Srila Guru Maharaj says, a Purna Amrita is created. Purna Amrita means an infinity of fresh joy, in Guru Maharaj's definition. A new infinity of fresh joy is being created at every tiniest instant of time. And Sarvatma Snapanam, every phase of yourself that you might conceive of, from the deepest to the most superficial, every phase of yourself is bathed in that fresh infinity of joy at every second. And then Guru Maharaj says, that is the Param Vijay. That is the supreme victory of Sri Krishna Sankirtan. The victory of Sankirtan is that you will be awake to your real self and be awake to what is the nature of reality, which is an infinity of fresh joy bathing every phase of yourself at every instant. Okay. Jaya Sriman Mahaprabhu ki jai. Honestly, the most wonderful explanation of reality that you can ever find. And that's the gift of Mahaprabhu and our Guru Varga. Hare Krishna. Who's that? What was that? Song 4. Okay. Oh, I just.
74.
Song 4. 222. 222.
There's a couple things I was just thinking of with this thing of the moon's cooling rays. It's a very interesting thing, right? Because all of the, like, in the Vedic world, all of the, like, herbs and plants are actually ruled by the moon. And there's this idea that your mind is, like, in an inflammatory position, right? So there's this world of, like, when you're this desire bot that just, like, can't stop slaving towards your senses, you're burning. And your mind is ultimately the thing that's kind of burning. And so then there's this inversion, just like Bhagavad Gita, it's like the day for the self-realized soul is night for the materialistic man and for the material, like there's this inversion. So I love this idea, like you're all of a sudden switching out of this regular consciousness, and the moon has like this soothing kind of aspect onto it. And it's soothing what, right? Because, in the Vedic world, the moon is soothing, is indicative of the mind. Right? So there's this kind of peaceful, merciful ray that's coming from this inverted, hidden world, you could almost say, that's like blooming some internal place. And ultimately, that internal place is so valuable that all that seemed to consume us in this endless world of like kind of desire, you could say, is getting relieved, but it's getting relieved at the root of where it is, right? It's ultimately all the senses are processing through the mind. So it's this very like poetic and also realistic like world that's in metered form coming from Mahaprabhu's mouth and illuminating this kind of glorious offering towards the Lord's name. right? How much is hidden inside the Lord's? We have no idea, right? We have no idea what is hiding inside of this kind of heart, sharanagati longing of throwing oneself towards the Lord's name. That's how mysterious the whole thing is, right? So there's like this kind of world of inversion. It's like you're cleaning the mirror of the mind and this thing, and then all of a sudden something else washes over you that starts to, and it's such a cool sense. All phases of the self will be satisfied and purified. You know, it's funny because, you know, the dark inversion of that is like the graveyards must be full of all the people I used to be, you know, like that poem. But there are weird different layers of us. And so we sometimes find ourselves going like, yeah, I'm not just like a mom or an aunt or a grandma or a kid or whatever that role is. And you see how comprehensive that verse is, so condensed. All phases that you can imagine of yourself are getting the chance to express themselves in their like sanctified form. It's such an amazing kind of like deep expression of reality. It's such a deep expression of reality. Sarva Atma, all of these, like the totality of what you are has the chance to express itself and feel something very, right, not just like tepid peace, but like full ecstasy, who you are. It's a very like amazing verse, really. That first verse is like.
Do you have any thoughts on approval?
I mean, yeah, I think that's it. Like, you know, it reminds, the sun must have set, you know, so that sun, we think like the burning aspect of our ego, that has set, and the moon has risen, and the new self is this lotus has starting to bloom, you know, it's so gorgeous.
Yeah.
Okay. Siksastakam verse 4. Anyone have any other thought on that? Very amazing verse. Thank you, Purush.
I was going to just say
Yeah,
that,
please.
you know, it would sound very cheap and silly, you know, all this, you know, joy and all these things, like if it were a mundane thing, it would sound like a fairy tale, but this is all based on sacrifice and self-giving to the infinite.
Good luck, you're like
Then you might have to say it again. This child is very
I
distracting.
know, it's just too much. I'm just going to let you finish the program.
You're in this yet?
Haribo.
Never mind.
Okay, incredible verse 4, the clarification of our natural tendency to desire. Vaishnavism does not say, don't desire. It's saying, desire what your soul actually wants. Otherwise, all these other desires are painful. Na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim, pavitam bhajanani shanamale, mama janmani janmanishware, bhavata Oh Lord, I have no desires to accumulate wealth, followers, beautiful women, or salvation. My only prayer is for your causeless devotional service, birth after birth. Prabhu tava pada juge marani vedana. Prabhu tava pada juge marani nahi magile ho sukha vidya dhana jana nahi magile ho sukha vidya dhana jana nahi magi swarga nahi magi nahi magi Genius of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he covers like every desire in the world in like 3 verses. Oh Lord, this is my humble submission at your lotus feet. I do not ask from you sensual pleasure, learning, wealth, or followers.
I do not beg for residence on the celestial planets, nor do I wish liberation from this mundane existence, nor do I pray for the attainment of any mystic powers.
Whatever birth I may obtain due to the results of my previous worldly activities, I pray that I may sing the glories of your holy name birth after birth.
This alone is my cherished hope, my aspiration, my prayer at your lotus feet. Let causeless and uninterrupted devotion awake within my heart and flow towards you.
Let me love your lotus feet as much as I now love sense gratification. Transfer my affection to from the objects of the senses to your lotus feet.
In danger or success, good fortune or disaster, let me remain equipoised and let my affection for you increase day by day by the influence of the holy name.
Whether I live as a bird or a beast, in heaven or in hell, let the humble Bhaktivinoda always cherish devotion to you in his heart of hearts.
Jaya Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki Jaya. Incredible song, really, truly revolutionary song. Hare Krishna. I'll say a couple things on this song. If there's any other thoughts from anyone else, I'd love to hear it. But in Gita, we get an understanding that there are 2 potencies of the Lord. One is Bahiranga Shakti, and the other is Antaranga Shakti or Hladini Shakti. And Bahiranga Shakti means that Shakti by which the soul becomes possessed by everything external to it. Right? The outward flowing current is how Guru Maharaj calls it, the outward flowing current. That means that I'm going to find my satisfaction outside of myself. I need to get this, I need to go there, I need to do these things, right? All these things that are outside of me are what's going to give me satisfaction. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur covers all of these. Sensual pleasure, learning, wealth, followers, these are the things we want in this world. We get a little tired of this world, we go, you know what, I need to go to a better world. Right? Like a heavenly type of planets. And those exist within this universe. And that's called Swarga. So Nahimagi Swarga, I don't want to go to the celestial planets. Moksha Nahimagi, I don't want to just quit my existence altogether and go into Brahma Jyoti, the plane of, you could say equilibrium, right? That kind of static peace. I don't ask for that. I ask for that. And I don't ask for vibhuti, which means some type of ability to manipulate this reality at its basis, meaning energetic manipulation, mystic powers, right? By the vibration of consciousness, essentially being able to manipulate matter. Okay, that's called vibhuti. But I'm not asking for that, right? And then even this, nija karma guna delshe jeje dharmapai. I don't even ask for release from these karmic reactions that are coming toward me from my previous activities. I don't ask for that either. So much trust. You talk about guardian consciousness. That's trust. So much trust. I don't ask for anything. The only thing I ask is ahaituki bhakti hriday jagaya nukane. From my heart to yours, with no other agenda. Ahaituki bhakti. I have no agenda. I just want to give love to you from my heart. And that type of trust, that type of pure prayer is so beautiful. To the point where in the last line he says something absolutely revolutionary. The understanding that the position of bhakti from the soul to the Lord is the primary thing. This is moving into Hladini Shakti, Antaragna Shakti, Antaranga Shakti, this understanding that the deeper we go in our own consciousness, our own relationship with the source of reality, then everything is harmonized on the outside. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, you can put me in the body of a beast, Pashu. You can put me in the body of a bird, Pakshi. You can put me in Swarga if you want. I'm not asking for it, but you can put me in heaven. Or you can put me in Niroy, which means hell. What I want is that devotion goes from me to you. And this is a deep understanding. Guru Maharaj, there's a whole book that Srila Goswami Maharaj compiled on this conception, which is called Subjective Evolution of Consciousness. But the whole book is ultimately about the evolution inside. Harmonizes everything on the outside. You're a soul. And that's much bigger than matter. And whatever the material position is, that's actually incidental. What matters is the position of the devotion from the soul to the Lord. So, another amazing song. Jai Shri Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki jai, Jai Shri Mahaprabhu ki jai. Any other thoughts from anybody?
It's really well said. It's such a nice meditation, these two energies, the inward and the outward carrying current. And there's this inflection point, where the soul comes out of the external to the outward carrying current and gets free from, as a healthy soul, And at that point, I think the Sharanagati becomes positive. At first, maybe, I don't know, this is my thoughts on the fly actually, but at first, your Sharanagati is to get rid of anarthas that are material misconceptions holding you back. And then you come to this inflection point where you meet reality.
It's positive.
You meet Vasudev, you meet Super Soul, And then the true hearing begins and you can functionally serve in a positive way.
I mean, that's you can say the revolutionary teaching of Mahaprabhu is that, so much of what's called religion is focused on removing these sort of negative habits that are within us. And a lot of times there's some type of vairagya, some type of renunciation that's advised in order to do that. But actually Vaishnavism is advocating the complete immersion in the positive. That your soul has a positive experience and no amount of negativity, of negating the negative, if that makes any sense, is going to deliver the positive. So Guru Maharaj says, you can burn down a bamboo forest of desires. Sometimes the desires within you, there are so many, they're compared to a bamboo forest. Just like so many shoots of so many desires. And Guru Maharaj says, by your tapasya and vairagya, you can burn down an entire bamboo forest of desires, and they will do exactly what happens to a bamboo forest when it gets burned down by a forest fire. It grow right back. Right? The only thing that can replace your natural function of desire, because remember in Brahma Samhita, Krishna is saying, I am the one who gave you Kama Bij. I gave you the seed of desire. Desire is a part of you as an individuated piece of consciousness. That desire cannot be eliminated by simply burning it out. The only thing that will actually satisfy that burning necessity in you is the transformation of that desire to the positive, to that positive internal realm of spiritual relationship with the Lord. So the advocation of Guru Maharaj is always that the positive has to be sought out. And he says, Guru Maharaj is saying, the efficiency of what Mahaprabhu is advocating is to understand that at the basis of everything is Krishna. Right? Saraswat Thakur, Relative Worlds, that almost impossible to understand booklet. I mean, I literally went through it and wrote out the paragraphs in English that I could understand to try to decipher it. But essentially what that book is saying by Saraswati Thakur, it has a bunch of amazing points. But the main point of that book is to say that the Lord is at the basis of every level of experience. And what Mahaprabhu is advocating is that at whatever level of experience you're at right now, you should find the Lord. And that's Sharanagati. He's given you some experience. Find Him at the basis. And then the positive life begins. Right now, not some other time, some other place, some other, when you're older or whatever. Like right now, right in your life. Begin that positive experience of existence. Because that's the only thing really that's going to replace how our desire function is running after all these little temporary flickering things. You can sit there and just be like, I'm not doing it, and it'll work for a time, but your desire still has need, right? That's one beautiful purport in the beginning of Bhagavatam by Srila Prabhupada is he's saying, the Mayavadis, they're saying this whole world is false, right? And really the only thing that's real is Brahman, meaning like some obliteration of your individual experience and this sort of feeling of neutral peace, right? And Prabhupada is saying, you guys are doing a great disservice to the population as a whole, because you're saying if you want to enjoy, then you have to be in the material world. But actually, the enjoyment has a negativity, so just get out of the whole duality and just go into neutral. And what Prabhupada is saying is, no, the reality is that your soul has its positive fulfillment. And you have to move directly into that. That's the advocation of Mahaprabhu. That's the revolution of his teaching. Move directly into the positive world now. Right? Through Sharanagati. Through the mood of Sharanagati in your life, like now. Jaya Mahaprabhu ki Jaya. Okay, I think that's Jaya Nam Sankirtan ki Jaya. Jaya Vishnupala Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Maharaja Maharaj ki Jaya. Jaya Chaitanya Saraswat Maharaja Brinda ki Jaya. Om Vishnupala Srila Bhakti Rakshaka Sridhar Goswami Maharaj ki Jaya. And Jaya Srila Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada ki Jaya. Rupanuga Guru Bhargava ki Jaya. And all the devotees participating in Kirtan ki Jaya. Go Premanande. Jaya. Is there a sermons one? We can. Probably yes. Do you have a question? Or someone else?
Krishna Prabhu online. He says, we love to hear from Madhuri Purush about their experience in Navadip, if the time permits.
About
Navadip town, your experience.
Who's asking?
Bima Krishna Prabhu.
And maybe we can hear from some of the other people, because we got a whole bunch of devotees just came back from India. So just so everybody knows, Bimal and Madhurima, Purushottam and Madhurima also just got back from India. They were in Navadip, Puri, and Jaipur, right? Yeah. Amazing.
Well, I think it was really heart-melting and life-changing. And now that we felt like a sweet, sweet homecoming. And you really realize that devotees sadhus is really all we can hope and pray for, because it is perfection in one's life to be in service of the Vaishnavas and those who are serving our Guru Varga. It was really beautiful. It was amazing to be in association and being kind of held up by them. It just felt like they were really sheltering us and protecting us. And it really felt like a very special way to be back in Navadip. Really, really sweet times.
Wow, incredible, man. It was incredible to see you guys there in Navadvip, actually. It's so exciting, honestly.
Jaya, he was there. We know he was there watching the
For
whole
sure.
parikram, I think. Yeah, I'll just quickly try to say something. I know others want to speak as well. Yeah, parikram, yeah, Madhurima, what she's saying, I'm just nodding my head like, yes, exactly. Parikram is like a condensation of life, like a devotional life. The term from the Gita, Shruti Vir Vimrigyam, comes to my mind, like I think Sudar said, hunters, sound hunters, It's amazing, you're in a group of like sadhus, refined souls who are hunting this transcendental sound in these wonderful places, And in a group, it just feels like you're floating, like it's just like a lotus, like vimana or whatever, these things, and you're just floating through these places, these transcendental places, and we're trying to see what is underneath, and with the help of all the sadhus, it becomes real and practical. And of course, Sridhar Sridhar Maharaj, the expert, I would say captain, and Paramananda Prabhu, and so many others, and then as soon as we, one occasion, Madhurima and I, we went to go search for a homeopathic doctor, and we ended up going all the way out to like the Gundicha Marjan temple in Puri.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and it just.
Did you intend to go there, or?
Well, we're just looking for the doctor. We had already been
Okay,
to
that's kind of mystical.
We had already been to the temple that day, but what I took away from that is like, even though we had already been there with devotees, still without the association of the devotees, it's extremely bewildering. Like the environment in India is extremely intense in many ways.
Yeah.
But when you're with the devotees, it's like just a sweet, like it's totally different. And anyway, got to go see Nitai Chaitanya Dev, and we're thinking about Sudarshan and Rai and the Sangha here. We're out on Harinam. The Mridanga was playing so sweetly in Puri, and I was just like, this thing, the Mridangas are alive, they come alive on their own time, and dancing with the Mridanga, and I'm thinking of Sudarshan in particular. And Nitai Chaitanya Dev was just so sweet. Madhusudar Maharaj told really beautiful stories about the pastimes of Nitai Chaitanya Dev when they came with Gurudev from the mat, and I asked, because Nityananda Prabhu has a staff, and it's very prominent right in the middle, and I was like, whoa, what is this staff? We were able to get some Nitai Chaitanya Dev deities at the house, so it's like carries a little special significance, and you can hear the ocean still.
Yeah.
You might not be able to see it directly, but you can. There's a sliver still coming through.
Oh, it's
But
painful to hear.
And one last thing too, the mott, being at the mott was extremely nice. We're coming. It was the first time for myself and Madhurima. It's like we're coming late. There's been many big waves that have come through the mott, and some of the other devotees were saying that had been there, many times and have so many memories and so much life there. We're saying somehow it feels smaller. It felt smaller, but of course this is a fresh experience for us, and to see the samadhis of Guru Maharaj and Gurudev, they look and feel just, I don't know exactly how I guess felt. I don't know, it's just very beautiful. And Prasadam there was amazing, and the devotees there. I don't know, we felt hopefully something auspicious can come of it.
Yeah.
And something beautiful. So.
Oh man.
Thank you.
Oh, it's really nice. Thank you for sharing that. Anyone else who was just in India want to share?
just came back too.
Where'd she go?
But also Jaya Shri,
She's in the kitchen, and Jaya
And Jaya Shri's hiding around the corner.
Yeah.
solid relief?
I also use matcha. So, yeah, we were fortunate enough to have been able to attend the Jagannath Puri portion of the parikrama. And it's so nice to be there with, our family also from Salt Lake. We first arrived in Mumbai, and we had like one day there between our domestic flights, and I was like so stir crazy because I'm like, what am I doing in India without the devotees? It felt super weird, and also just like it just didn't feel right. And then as soon as we were able to arrive in Jagannath Puri, and you arrived right after us, right? Or no, right before us.
Just a couple
hours before us. And
Did you fly into Bhubaneswar or where?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we went Mumbai, Bhubaneswar, and then we met Maharaj at in Jagannath Puri, and I was like, wow, we're arriving in India, and it had been 27 years since I went to Jagannath Puri.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and that was the Srila Gurudev last time when we were all there together. And it was really a lovely kind of return to heart, to those memories of like being there with Gurudev, and his mood was so happy there. And really home-like. You remember the L-shaped building behind the temple, across the little road behind? We didn't go there when we went to the temple, but just behind the actual temple buildings, across the road, that's where the L-shaped sort of guest house was, and that's where we stayed with Srila Gurudev. He was on the bottom floor, and we were all above him. And there's always like a flurry of activity, but it was so like open, and all the rooms opened up onto the same area, so everyone's like noisy. But Gurudev's there. He's just there reading the paper, and he sees everyone go down the stairs and go out. And he's coming and going, and it was very like home comfort feeling. And we'd all just run across the road and go into the temple and participate in the programs, and there's many things going on. And the Tota Gopinath temple's not so far from there, so that's one of the memories I have of going parikrama with when Gurudev was there, was going to Tota Gopinath and to Siddhavakul, which was also close there. And
Heard us talk this way.
And so coming back, everything is same but different. There's always still the memories and the remembering of the Gurudev there, which is always a homecoming. Every time you can remember him, and also going back to those places, it's same but different. Like Siddhavakul is actually looking super beautiful. Wow. They've done a whole bunch of renovation works, and it was beautifully painted in vibrant colors and super well taken care of, and looking just like elegant and shining. St. Srila Saraswati Thakur's Bhajan Kutir in his bed, and it was very beautiful, kind of like a radiant morning. And then of course we went to Tota Gopinath, and that was such a special day. And I was trying to remember the other day when Subhadra Didi had sponsored, in the name of, what's Prabhu's name again, Sudarshan? Balavanta Prabhu. She sponsored in his name lunch prashadam at Tota Gopinath in his name.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
that's cool.
It was super beautiful, super beautiful day.
Just for people that don't know, Subhadra Didi is from Tomsk, in the middle of Siberia.
Yeah.
Her husband's an amazing person. He just recently passed. His name's Balavanta Prabhu.
Yeah, and so we went there, and for me that was like first time back to see or to be in the darshan of Tota Gopinath for all those years, and I remembered it entirely different. He's really big. He's much bigger than I remembered. And he's sitting, and he's still really big. And he's sitting, of course, that's just the only deity who's sitting, because of that. I'm sure everyone maybe's heard the story of why he's sitting down, but so he was found as Mahaprabhu was digging, maybe at Siddhavakul, but in the area. Anyway, he was found in the sand,
revealed himself in the sand, and Mahaprabhu asked Gadadhar Pandit to take care of him, so he was in the care of Gadadhar Pandit. And then after Mahaprabhu's pastimes withdrew, and Mahaprabhu disappeared from our vision, he withdrew from this plane. Gadadhar Pandit apparently aged very quickly, and he became kind of very difficult for him to reach all the way up and put the garland onto the Gopinath. And so he was organizing someone to replace him in the puja and the seva. And just when that was about to happen, he opened the altar one last time, and Tata Gopinath had sat down for him so he could reach with the garland to garland him. So,
wow,
amazing stories. And anyway, so many beautiful things, but particularly that was really special to be able to stay there and honor Prashadam, and also talking there in the courtyard, hearing a lot of stories, and then the special arati where everyone's like, it's the same as like Govinda and Jaipur, where everyone's like, like, Tata Gopinath, and they've just seen him, but then when the arati's happening, he opens again, and everyone's like desperately rushing to get a view of him, and you kind of go towards the center, and Madhurima and Purushottam were there too, and you kind of get churned. It's like a river. There's just like this churning happening where people are coming in and out, and you don't know like where you're going, because it's just kind of out of your control, and you can't see him, and then you see an arm, and then you see his his profile, and then you like it's very intense and beautiful and special. Right?
You have to fight for it, because I didn't.
Even if you fight for it,
I just like, the first time around, just like kind of get in front of the deity and like offer, but you can't. I didn't get much darshan, so you had to fight for it.
Yeah, because at first we went through to offer our obeisances at first, and they were like 3 seconds each. Like you're like, wait, what? And, yeah, but then during the arati, then it was, you kind of get stuck in the churning in this really beautiful way, and it was just wonderful. And so many wonderful things. And then Anjali became Mati Sundari on Madhurita Acharya's appearance day. They took initiation, initiation. And there's so many things happened, but it was really beautiful, and I'd love to pass the microphone on and hear from Mata Srileka and Leila Moididi if she's still here.
Leila Moy, yeah, please.
Super big.
Say something like
honor and heart medicine.
Krishna was there also.
Yeah, and nowadays we've had lots of places.
Yeah.
But yes, very much heart medicine.
You were there in Navadvip at the same time?
Yes.
Oh my God, I didn't know that.
Wasn't it you who did that renovation?
Yes.
Yeah, he's the one that, Gurudev's little house inside that Centenary building. He did the renovation almost completely by himself.
Oh, I had some help.
Yeah, he had some help, but you did most of the work, the Shaka said. Yeah, and so, can you tell your experience on what you did?
Yeah, sure, I'll give it to you.
Yeah, I'd like to hear, this is a selfish reason, I'm sorry.
No, please.
I'd love to hear what he did.
Yeah, so I had the fortune to spend some time in Navadvip and be able to catch the devotees there, this amazing, beautiful wave of devotees coming through. I felt like I had the opportunity to have some drop of what it was like in Gurudev's time. Some small drop. So many devotees coming. It was incredible to be able to experience that. And during my time there, I had the opportunity to go and visit Gurudev's room inside the Centenary building that Gurudev built for Guru Maharaj. A nice museum, so many beautiful paintings of Guru Maharaj on the wall. And I saw Gurudev's Bhajan Kutir there, Govinda Dham. And as I entered, the walls were kind of falling apart through so many floods, right? And since that room is quite low, you could see like the line where all the water had like pooled in there, so the paint was sprayed and coming
Just so
off.
people understand, one of the I mean, you can say it's all Ganga, but there's like, Ganga starts, I mean, it's just an enormous river, and it starts kind of spreading out as it gets closer to the ocean in the Bengal, Bangladesh area. And one of the tributaries called the Hooghly, but it's Ganga, goes right by the Math. And like, it's hard for us to understand it. It floods every single year, right? Like the village and the city of Navadvip gets flooded every year. It's just like a part of the thing. So, I mean, the museum that he's talking about is right on the first floor, and every single year the river comes up.
How much water that must be.
Yeah.
It's not an insignificant rise. It's actually.
You have to wade through it. If you go anywhere, you have to, wade.
There's the famous picture of Ernie and like once in a big swamp.
Yeah. You see people like these big cooking pots.
Oh, wow.
They said everything is according to consciousness. He said some people are finding the flood of the Ganga to be very terrible tribulation, and others are just playing, playing in this water and finding all of this nectar. Sweet.
And loading down the road in tires.
In
Tires, you can see the devotees, the village people floating down, and the kids.
Yeah, the water definitely damages everything on the first floor, so it's that must have been a serious job.
Yeah, the walls were like falling apart completely. So I was thinking, okay, we can scrape the paint at least to where the water line was, right? But as we're scraping, the wall's literally falling apart. Like, it's all coming down. It's like, it was really bad. So we had to plaster completely all the walls and all the holes. Even while plastering, some piece of chunk would just come up. I was like, okay, keep kind of making more space to put more plaster there. And it was so incredible to do that save. Gurudev spent about 11 years in that room. Yeah. And we printed out some nice pictures and completely painted the whole room. Got a bed made, and actually Vishaka was going down the road to try to find some woodworker to make that bed, and she ended up finding the woodworker who did most of the beds, the doors in our temple there, and for altars also for Australia. And it was so mystical and amazing. Like, she just ended up going to that specific wood maker. It was incredible. So he made the bed for Gurudev's room there. We got some fresh sheets and pillows, and it was really, really beautiful to do that save.
I remember going there. It was all dusty.
Yeah.
Dingy and dark. And Gurudev's scooter was all covered in dust and cobwebs.
Yeah. The rascal. The rascal scooter.
The rascal scooter, yeah. So
Awesome.
It was beautiful, beautiful experience to be able to do that save.
Jaya, Nanda Krishna Prabhu ki jai. Leela Moy, you want to share something? Just anything, just any impressions, something happened, whatever.
I'll just keep it brief. But I was so grateful to be under such affectionate guidance, and be able to travel with Maharaj was super amazing, and all the devotees, and meet so many devotees. It's hard to put into words. I still can't fully put it into words, but just amazing to be with so many devotees in such an amazing place and have the privilege. Jaya, Gurudev.
Thank you.
You say
something. Well, honestly, India wasn't exactly what I expected, because I'd heard so many stories then the bathroom starts flooding and you all get sick, and I was like, oh my gosh, I feel like a battlefield. No, I didn't get sick.
What?
I didn't get sick.
Oh, you gotta come to India with me.
But I got there and everything was just super easy, smooth. And it really was like you were being carried.
Wow.
It
You
was
must be like a demigod or something.
I was feeling like a demigod. But most people didn't get sick. Most people didn't get sick. Like, little coughs, I mean, except for a couple people, but most of us were good. The place we were staying at in Puri was amazing. The prasadam was amazing. Everything was just perfect. Like, there's no other way to describe it. Everything was just, there was no improvement to be made. It was like a drop of magic, honestly.
Wow.
Like, the first couple days of Puri, it was just me, my sisters, my mom, Nani, and Maharaj. So it was like a very small group. It was just Maharaj and a couple of deities. Don't think he expected that, honestly. And he walked us down to the Jagannath temple, and it's super duper close. It's like maybe, 5 minutes? Like, very, very close, right? And so we're just like going through these little windy streets, you know. And this was my first impression of India. Like, this was my first actual day out, right? And so I'm seeing like all the electrical wires, like there's 1,000 different cords all attached to one thing. I'm like, okay, this is the Dham. All right, let's do it. Then we just like turned one little corner, and there's the Jagannath temple, and it's like, I don't know how else to explain it, but there's like a huge source of power right there. You can feel it. Like, there is a certain energy that there is there. That's like insane. You get there and you're like, whoa, this is real. This isn't some fairy tale. This is something real and substantial. That was crazy. And then you see like all of these like Indians just like rushing, like they're running and running and running just to get to the next line, to get into the Jagannath temple. Like, they're desperate. They're pushing and they're shoving and they're all yelling, Jai Jagannath! Like, it's crazy. Like, and then, you know, we just come into the temple, at least I do, just offer my obeisances and kind of just like slouch and sit down and listen to class. But they're like running, they're sprinting. They're desperate to get in. And that's just, it's just amazing, honestly. And, you know, Puri is just amazing. There's no other word for it. And then Jaipur is very, very different from Puri, but it was equally amazing, very different though. It feels different. Like, we went to Galta, and that place is spectacular. It's like, how can you explain it? So Galta is kind of, so there's like 2 big rock faces, and there's like a building where there's Ganga water, right? And then you go down all these stairs, and then there's 2 main buildings, here and here, right? And Paramananda was explaining to us like what happened at Galta, and it's like insane. This 20-year-old devotee is like telling all of these like elder sannyasis, like, listen here, Radha needs to go back on the altar now. This reason, this reason, this reason, this reason, and it's perfect. Like, can you imagine how crazy that must have been? There were like huge, important people, like kings, queens, like everybody was there who was important.
Well, I mean, it is an amazing story. It's an amazing place. But I mean, I won't tell it right now. But it is at this place in Galta. It's just outside of Jaipur. Jaipur is where Radha Govinda are, and they are the deities of Rupa Goswami. Rupa Goswami's temple was huge. Someone had donated and made this gigantic temple, and they always had a big vat. There's a bowl at the top of the temple, and it was always full of ghee and always burning. And it was visible from Delhi, which was the head of the Mughal Empire at that time. And so one of the, this later Mughal emperor was, some of them are like kind of okay, and some of them are extremely vicious, and this guy was extremely vicious. And he came to knock the temple down, and the Rupa Goswami's deities were moved to one of the warrior kings in India, Man Singh, who was the king of Jaipur at that time. And then several generations after that, Radha Govinda Jaya were established, not just in Jaipur, but at the very center of the king's castle. So when you go to to get darshan of Radha Govinda Jaya, you're going through like 9 layers of walls to get to the very center of the castle, where there's like all these fortifications, and then the deities are in the very center. but there was some controversy 2 generations down from Mansingh, where people were, because Rupa Goswami and Mahaprabhu were establishing the worship of Sri Radha. And that was a revolutionary thing at the time of India, to worship the divine feminine, as well as with Sri Krishna. Like Krishna is always with Radha, like this idea. And so some conservative kind of people were saying this is bogus, basically 2 generations later. And the king was just like, help, like I don't know how to argue this. And so he sent word to Vishwanath Chakravarti, who was in Vrindavan at the time. But Vishwanath Chakravarti was very aged. And he had a young disciple by the will of Jagannath. Actually, it's very tied to Puri, because Baladeva Vidyabhushan was a great scholar, very young, but also recognized for his genius in Puri. And he had the inspiration when he was very young, like 19 years old, to walk to Vrindavan to find the line of Rupa Goswami. And so he walked to Vrindavan, and his name was Baladev Vidyabhushan. And he took initiation from Vishwanath Chakravarti. But he was very young. At the time then, he was 20, just young. And Vishwanath said, I can't go to Jaipur. My body is aged. I can't go to Jaipur. You have to go, Baladev. And Baladev, like, me? Like, oh my, you know. So anyways, that conference where Baladev, went to debate with those, all these heads of all the different sampradayas in India, were called to the greatest kingdom in India at that time. The most powerful king was the king of Jaipur. And they were called there to have that, and so that's the place where you were.
And he had to establish a Bhasya.
And there's a whole more story. We can, but it's all a wonderful story. But yeah.
And just like one more thing about Mansingh, because like we were homeschooling this year, so my mom was gonna educate us on like Vaishnava history, and like the story of Jaipur is insane. Mansingh is 19.
No, that was Jai Singh.
Oh, Jai Singh, sorry.
My bad. Was the one who built the Govinda Maharaja.
Jai Singh, sorry. There's a lot of Singhs around here.
Singh is short for Singha, which means lion.
Yeah.
So the names of these kings were like,
So Jai Singh was the prince of Rajasthan who took Govindaji from Vrindavan. So he hears that the Mughal king is going to destroy that temple. He's like, oh no, that's not happening. So he gets on his horse and rides straight to Vrindavan, warns everyone, takes the deity, and goes to Jaipur and says that, okay, if you guys want to get the deity, you have to face my entire army. And the Mughal king has bigger problems than that, so he lets it go. But that's that's insane. Like, can you imagine somebody who's only 5 years older than me risking his life to go and save this deity? It's crazy. Then Parmananda also told this other story that's inspirational.
That's Srinathji, right?
Yeah.
So Srinathji is in Nathdwara, which is in southern Rajasthan, near to Udaipur. And that's another incredible, amazing deity. Some wonderful devotees there in Nathdwara, actually. And it's a place, if you want to experience a taste of what old India was, is you can go to Nathdwara still. And you can see they take care of Srinathji's cows so wonderfully. And they have these huge places where the cows are kept. And these cows are all painted so beautifully. They have gold put onto the tips of their horns. And we went there once because one of the cousins of the people we were staying with, who's a disciple of Goswami Maharaj, he took care of the cows there. So they took us to the Goshala. And they had one of the cows had just had a baby, and there's probably 300 cows in this yard, and the guy just calls her name was Bhumi or something like that. He says Bhumi, like this, and from way back in the thing, she comes out like this, so beautiful walk, and comes to him like that. He just called her, and then she has all this milk, and then they squeezed some milk from her and gave it to Janame. But it was like the love and the true caring for these cows, and then all the milk products go to Srinathji. And like you could like feel something of what like it used to be, like this such a heartfelt culture and relationship between the land and the animals and the devotees, and all centered on the Lord. Anyways, all these things are just like you like feel something that you can never feel unless you are in that vibration, you know, in that space. And Hare Krishna. And Srinathji is also incredible. He has like a diamond in his forehead that's like absolutely enormous.
Where's that Indian from originally?
Govardhan. And that's at Madhavendra.
That's Madhavendra.
We found Gopal in the town, remember?
There's so much to remember.
Yeah. I remember he was saying in a dream, I'm waiting for you, Madhavendra. And
that was
found
the deity.
Gopal and installed him in Vrindavan. Then he was taken to Nathdwar, and they started calling him Srinathji.
And I'll tell you what, in that village, everyone goes to Mangal Artik. So 4:30 in the morning, it's packed with a huge line to go into the temple. And there's like rooms, they'll open the doors, and then like the crowd goes to the next waiting room, like they open like tiers of rooms. And then you walk in, the temple room is not much, honestly, maybe similar size, it's not very big at all. And you flood in from that one holding room, and it's maybe 30 seconds. And if you're in the very front, which I happen to be on one Mangalarti, we went every morning, the pujaris have a habit of kind of like whipping you with a gumsha. And it's like a mercy, like get out with thing, but it's also like people put their head forward, mysterious temple going on. And it's like, and then you just like kind of go through. And then the next, and it's the whole village. So it's like thousands of people are going to Mangal Artik every morning. And so there's like a rush to get in line. It's like quite a mysterious thing to see, you know, quite a while before the sun is rising. This whole village is offering their affection to the Lord in like 20-second bites as they get moved through. So, you know.
And it's amazing, because most of the village, I know I can go on and on about this. Most of the village is Kshatriya, they're warrior class, but they have this idea that all the warriors should do art. So like everybody is an artist in that place. They like practice fighting and they practice art. And the one who's the cousin of the people we were staying with, he's like a wrestler, and he had painted the whole Goshala. So this Goshala is so beautiful, all this gorgeous paintings on the outside of it. And he's like, I did that, I made those paintings.
Lotus flowers like
wow.
covering the walls.
Yeah, it's like so, yeah, it's just such an incredible thing. And like a lot of the guys, they joined the Indian army, and that there's like a regiment called the Rajputana Rifles, which are, Rajputs means like people from Rajasthan. And like, you know, like so a bunch of the families like in the army, but they're all warriors, but they're all like so soft and like artistic and like taking care of the cows, and like it's actually like seriously incredible. Hare Krishna.
Oh no, I'm good. That's all you.
I know we're going to stop now because it is lunch. It is time for Aarti, but I just wanted to mention one place, which is Chatak Parvat. And there was established a temple by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, established a beautiful temple there. Chatak Parvat is a sand dune, which was seen by Mahaprabhu to be Govardhan Hill. And I think that was my most wonderful experience to be there. To, you know, and externally just over a little ways, because I was thinking, oh, Chatak Parvat is going to be this big sand dune, and with the temple, but you know they made like a what do you call it, junk? Yeah, no, like a landfill, like just over, you know, practically stone's throw away. And I was looking at that, and then I was thinking, that's just floating on the surface. That has like that. Nothing can cover the gorgeous, wondrous feeling and nature of that place. You know, those things that may cover the dom. That it's just like dust. but the whole place was so wondrously beautiful in its feeling and atmosphere. And so I just wanted to mention that one place, and especially it's decorated with the Holy Heart of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So that was a very beautiful time to
Where
be
is
there.
that exactly?
Chatak Parvat is close to. Yeah.
Oh, just
yeah.
in-
Tota Gopinath was right after Chatak Parvat.
And welcome back to all the amazing devotees who are in India. Thank you guys for sharing. Just a little bit. Well, what we have to do.
So nice to have you all back.
And congratulations to everyone else who managed to keep their attention for 2 hours, because the average attention span in America is 10 minutes. So congratulations to everyone. Okay. Go Premanande. Hari Bo. Jai Shri Guru Gaurachandra Giriraju Ki Jai.
Yashomachi Nandana Rajabaro Nagara Gokula Ranjana Gana Jai Sachinandana Suramuni Vandana.
Jai Sachinandana Suramuni Vandana.
Jai Sachinandana Suramuni Vandana.
Bhavayo Khandana Jaya He.
वैष्णववृंद की जय वांछा Mahaprasad. I don't remember.
No, bro.
Okay, boys, hold on.
When we start rolling up the carpet, sit down. Rolling up the carpet. Yeah.
But we're still live.
Hello.
No.
Hello, devotees.
Dhanyavad, Didi. Good to see you. Thank you for sharing.
Maybe they.
I want to make something very intense. Go to that one. It's really hard. Everybody's got their own skill.
It's pretty new. My friend works there. She's been working. Oh, so I love this book.
Yeah, just going to the same land. I come to the same land.
I want to say hi to Zoe.
There's documentaries. My documentaries are.
Yeah.
You did, you killed it. I gotta give you a gold star. Okay, fine.
Dude, that was so weird. It's so like
Oh, Mahaprasad. We still need Mahaprasad.
That's your first drink, right?
Hand them out to make up for the Hand them out, man. Get everybody to sit down too. If you can do that, you're good.
Agree. Would you mind scraping this in? Yeah, I'll hold the pot up.
Jai Shri.
Mahaprasad ki jai.
I have to say, I've been cooking rice, dal, sabji, everything sweet, and I'm glad I could get a little later today. You're making outfit fantastic. I didn't know. Sometimes that first thing home is so I just figured you'll write it if you're up for it.
from here. Thanks for all the glories of this program, really inspiring. Thoughts come to in my mind, hopefully from above.
I think 700 is way more realistic.
Dandavad, dear devotees, thank you for tuning in.
There's no way. There's no way. Dude, you can do it like 4 hours, especially on Tuesday. We do that like